Again, woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Or actually, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I haven't slept. I just been up thinking about a lot. About accepting, accepting, and I've been thinking a lot about acceptance and truly put an effort into letting go of the things that no longer serve me. But then I remember that I can't rush my healing process. So, what I told myself that I would figure out another way, or I would repurpose the things that I feel like they're not, I feel like they're not serving me, but I would repurpose them and find a way for them to serve me. Last night, I I've never, or let me not say I never. This was a very awkward thought. I really feel like it was a download or a message being sent from someone. Usually, I feel like I can tell when I'm just making shit up in my head. They're not they're not sudden. They're not sudden pictures that flash in my head. Usually it might be a scenario. It's not necessarily a long scenario, but it could be very short. But this wasn't that. I received a very quick message from someone apologizing for the way they showed up and them taking accountability, and I'm just gonna accept that as the apology that I wish I would receive in real life, or the accountability that I wish I would receive in real life, but or not, but yeah, I'm just gonna accept it because I've already made it up in my mind. This person can't be in my space again. I'm just not willing to accept certain shit. I've come such a long way, such a long way, just to meet multiple people who contributed to the dark space I ended up in. And I haven't climbed my way totally out of that. I actually do feel like I've been struggling mentally, or the weight on my mental health is has been heavy for these last 2 years, and I've been digging deeply, very deeply within myself to dig myself out, to find my way out, to climb my way out. And I am beginning to see the light again. I'm still not doing the best every single day, but I'm trying. I'm going to try harder now that I'm saying this out loud. But yeah, I met people who, I played a part in it too, but I'm wiser now, and I definitely walk away from people. Once I feel like I'm about to start going backwards, keeping someone in my life, you gotta go. I'm not going backwards for nobody. And I don't care about, or not that I don't care, I understand that I was once in their space. Now I'm not judging them for being there, but acceptance doesn't mean I have to go back to meet anyone where they are. But yeah, I've been climbing my way out of this darkness. And yeah, just realized whether that person was aware or not aware that this person is holding me back. And I don't even want to be around or be included in certain conversations anymore. Insecurities are a real thing. Traumatizing experiences are a real thing. I'm not saying I wouldn't be there for my friends through traumatizing experiences, but I feel like there are a lot of things that people go through that they put themselves through. And then, like I said, I could tell why the way they talk about it, they don't really take any accountability. And that doesn't negate multiple things can be true. A person can still show up emotionally. Like, I'm not saying you can't show up emotionally, but when you get to, like, I don't know, when shit is not about to, it's not about to come at my expense, the expense of my mental health when I'm going through shit too. I'm going through shit too. And I take my anger out on people when they are the one that have hurt me. I don't misdirect my anger at people. If I'm going off on you, if I'm cussing you out, you're the nigga that deserves to get cussed out. In my opinion, whether you agree with my actions or not, you're the nigga that I feel should be cussed out in that moment. I'm not choosing to get myself in shit and then using that, allowing my triggers to be like, oh, I'm gonna take this moment to take this out on you. No, no, sorry. Or let me not say I don't do that often. I did that once, but even everything that I took out on that person was justified. Not justified, but if you sexually assault me, there's gonna be trauma there, and I'm gonna have bad reactions to you. It wasn't justified, but it was in my mind. So today though, I beat myself up about it for a minute because I just couldn't understand why I would go off on someone like that. And then when I dug deeper and retraced everything and recalled the memory of being sexually assaulted, then I realized that's why I acted out like that. So now I don't care. But outside of that, that's just not something I do. Yeah, I don't want to be included in, and I accept that by myself. Like, I don't want to be included in certain shit. Like, I don't want to be included in certain shit. And I accept now I truly understand what acceptance is. I can accept people, but I don't have to accept them into my life. And I don't have to accept people just because they're comfortable with me. Most people are comfortable with me, but they don't make me comfortable. And that's not anybody's responsibility to make me comfortable, but I don't have to trust people just because they trust me. I don't have to be open with people just because they feel comfortable being open with me, telling me all their business. And it's nothing. I personally, I don't think it's anything really wrong with that. But just because I provide that for you, don't mean you provide that for me. But yes, just accepting, just accepting, acceptance, and figuring out a way for things that I once believed didn't serve me, finding, repurposing it, and finding a way for it to serve me, my greatest, my higher self. I was talking about I was talking about, or not, I was talking about, I was thinking about my, the absence of my dad, the physical absence of my dad, which, if a parent is physically absent, they're emotionally absent, they are mentally absent, they're absent in every single dimension. My mom was there, but she was emotionally absent. Emotionally, mentally, she was absent. And I thought about how angry I was. I thought about how or thinking about it was making me very angry. My anger was skyrocketing. And so I was like, how can I be how can I see this differently? Because this isn't helping me. This isn't serving me. So I started journaling. Well, funny because I really was writing a poem. Whenever I journal, they just come out in poem form. Like, I don't even try to write like that. It's been that way my entire life. Even sometimes when I talk, things just rhyme when I say stuff. And when my therapist encouraged me to journal more, because she was like, you ruminate too much, I started journaling again. I realized I had rediscovered my love for poetry. I forgot about it. I think I got into poetry maybe like the second grade, and then I kind of dropped it. I forgot about it after I moved on to the next grade level, but I forgot about it all these years. So I started journaling again, and that got me back into poetry. And so, yeah, I was like, I need to rewrite this so that I'm not angry about the absence. And I want to rewrite it so that I feel grateful. I kept saying, if my parents weren't absent, I wouldn't have been abused. If my parents weren't absent, I would have had better guidance. If my parents weren't absent, I wouldn't have this. But like, I can't change that. Like, I can't change the past. I can only change how I see the past. And so I was like, okay, what did their absence, what did the gift of absence give you? Like, I talked to my therapist about how, well, she brought it to my attention about how I had to lean onto my own understanding so much because I couldn't depend on the people around me. And so, yes, I used to blame my promiscuity on leaning onto my own understanding, but that wasn't my own understanding. That was somebody that stemmed from being abused by my childhood best friend's cousin, and being abused by my mom's boyfriend, and then being abused by my mom, and being abused by other men outside of the home. That came from that. That wasn't my own understanding. That was somebody else planting a seed in my head. But leaning into my own understanding, not having guidance, not having presence, the presence that I needed, it pushed me to lean into. I got into photography at a young age. I leaned into clothes. I got into fashion. I leaned into art on my own. I discovered these things on my own. Like, my own understanding has led me to really great things, really great seeds that will bring me fruit that I can't even imagine. That is bringing me fruit. That are bringing me fruit that I can imagine and I can't imagine. Who knows what I would have been if my parents were there and showed up. But them being absent, them choosing to be elsewhere, whether it was mentally, emotionally, physically, led to me discovering all of the things that I indulge in today. And without even when I look at my darkness and the things that I harbor shame and hate for and guilt for or whatever, that's not even mine. I've just been conditioned to believe I should hate myself for those things, or I should be. I never felt shame for real. Like, for my past, to be quite honest, I see how other people want me to feel ashamed about it, but the shame that I do carry is like the people who, I say this hurt me, and then they go, "You sensitive? Like, it's your fault. You did something. You wore clothes that made a man look at you." Like, just people redirecting it to me, like, and but even those things too, all of those things together, that they make me me. They make me who I am today, and I'm grateful for the absence. The absence serves me. It was the anger for the absence that wasn't serving me, but my appreciation for the absence is serving me. And that one little seed, the courage to, I don't know, maybe my therapist said, she said I don't know if my therapist encouraged me to rewrite the way I see these things, but she has helped me a lot, and I'm really grateful for her. But yeah, that one little step, it has only made me want to look at everything else that I'm sort of like angry about and resentful about, and think about how can I rewrite this? How can I change it to serve me? Instead of focusing on instead of focusing so hard on how can I let it go? How can I want to let go. I want to move past. Like I'm so that's where the anger is coming from. I feel like now the desperation to let go and move past it. And it's like I'm not going to move past being sexually assaulted by someone that just happened 3 years ago that quickly. That's not realistic. I'm not going to move past the other people that have hurt me in the last few years. I'm not gonna move past someone preying on me and manipulating me, you know, trying to pretend like they're my friend to get me let my guard down, let to get me to let my guard down. Uh, just treating me like shit. I'm not gonna move past these things that quickly. It's just not realistic. But I can find another way for it to serve me, and I've gained I've gained so much from those experiences. Like it's being assaulted painful, yes, but I have an increase. My intuition was already crazy before that. I have an increased sensitivity. Like I'm super super sensitive now, even more than I was before. My intuition is at an insane height than it was before. Um, I have a newfound love for myself, my past, good, bad, and ugly, myself, good, bad, and ugly. Um, I have even higher standards now. Um, I don't. People can't sit in my life. I stand more on my shit now. I don't. I give people space to make mistakes and make up for it, for sure. It depends on the gravity of the mistake, but people don't get 3 years in my life. People don't get 500 chances no more. Or they gonna get 3 years from the moment that I start noticing bullshit. Because I did give someone more than 3 years in my life, but I didn't seek bullshit for real until like later on. But yeah, I've gained so much, and I'm grateful for that. And it was re-seeing, yeah, re-seeing, or not re-seeing. Is that even a word? Choosing how repurposing the things that I felt didn't serve me, but it all serves you. Like it all serves you. It's up to you though. It's up to you on how it serves you. It couldn't serve you anger, but it can serve you gratitude if that's what you want to consume. And that's what I want to consume, gratitude. It's not that I don't want to consume anger. I am going to allow myself to feel my emotions. But I realize I need space. Like, I need space. And time. I need lots of space and lots of time to myself. Like, so much space and time to myself. want change. I want to see change in my life, outside of my life, and in the most, like, I want elevation physically, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, emotionally. I want I want a I want greater emotional talent, intelligence. I want greater mental capacity. I want greater physical capacity. I want greater financial capacity. And I'm going to get them. And I'm going to get them by changing my mindset. But I can, I've known this for a long time, that this is what I wanted for a long time. But yeah, I just can't. That's just what I've been working on to get there. Acceptance, changing the way I see things, and also constantly reminding myself that I can't be a part of certain conversations no more anymore, because they're not serving me. They're not serving me where I want to be. And I have this fear, or not I have, but I've let it go. I had this fear of what it meant to let go of things that aren't aren't gonna align me with what I want. And letting go doesn't mean, letting go could also be, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, just basically detaching from stuff, detaching from things and separating myself, and not caring what people think about it. What are they gonna say? If some people are mad that you want better for yourself, it's a personal problem. They don't got nothing to do with me. So, yeah. Change the way you see it. Change the way you view it. Change it so that it can serve you in a positive way. I'm grateful for my life and everything that I've been through. I'm not dead, so I'm happy to be alive. I love being alive. I love being well. I could be better. My skin could be better. Everything could be better, but I'm well. My skin is gonna get better. It's going to get better. It is getting better. So it's okay. But yes, I'm alive and I'm well. So yeah, that's all I have to say today. You guys have a blessed day.